How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, still a lot of gray areas. 50 shades of gray areas, to be precise. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? Defense attorneys should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they were suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. Bitch! There's one big difference between you and her, is that Mia would definitely unbutton a few more buttons on her shirt. Good luck, Mr. Wright. I think it's good luck to you. My first trial without Faye helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. Discover the truth by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Da 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 da. Court's in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Typical Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose a path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. Has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office. Wow! He's so forceful. I feel like confessing. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star. The first witness? First witness? Haven't I seen you somewhere? Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. For you, I have furikake bowl. Thanks. It's just furikake bowl. It's a pretty cheap snack. You, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? Rice and sesame seeds. And cyanide. How does it taste? This is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. You know, that's not the dumbest thing he's ever said. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me, name's Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. Find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Very well. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said it to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? So 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Nani? Miss Star was a detective. I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue the description, Miss Star. She always got the criminals to cough it up. You definitely have my attention, ma'am. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Block A for the prosecutor's office personnel. Block B for visitors and clients. Chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces. The crime took place by a car in the back of Block A in this car's trunk. Killer stabbed the victim with this knife, went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. Who was this? Was it you? Wow. What a surprise. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth. Shall I proceed to crush that little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst. Testimony. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand when she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. That's the one, wire fence. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed through. I'm still thinking about that. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Through the wire fence, right? The wire fence? This wire fence? Present. What? No, what? Hello? It clearly contradicts. She wouldn't have been through the wire fence because they'd be both on the same side. Fuck you, I'm right. Tell me more. By a garish car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car. Incidentally, the knife was with which the victim was stabbed was also Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you sure was the defendant? I saw her no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more than substantial than that. Tell us what the suspect was doing when you saw her. Holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about the knife the suspect was carrying. 4 inches long. Mr. Edgeworth, right? That's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify to your ability to kill an egg, I mean a person. Or perhaps a chicken salad would have been a better metaphor. She thrust the pointy tip of a knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Is my sister guilty? Let's keep our heads cool. For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. Edgeworth is known for a lot of things. I don't know if murder car is even one of them. I respect the prosecutor's ability, a basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I'd found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend, you have several, yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet another boyfriend position still open for applicants. I'm down. No, I'm ready. Security guard room is in the lot in A block. Okay, there we go. It's up the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? I'm a visitor now. I parked in B block. Oh, shit. She was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Ah, shit. Okay. Damn. So I was just wrong. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? Felt like, how could you say, oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you see a pumpkin cock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? It was like a young cheese. A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets, a greenhorn. Then I must be hard yellowed and sharp as a tack. That's racist. Ooh, I don't know about his old cheese, man. In any case, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Loss of blood from chest wound. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. Holding a knife in her right hand. Through the wire fence, I saw the prosecutor standing next to a garish car. I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finally honed detective's intuition at work. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I like the way her eyes change whenever she goes into like her, and whenever she shows this eye. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Oh fuck, I didn't mean to actually do that. Oh shit. Just wanted to examine it. Whoops, I used it again. She thrusts a pointy tip of the knife into Goodman's chest. Maybe I just need to press her on the same thing twice. I've pressed her on everything. It says keep pressing her on information. Here we go. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of Lunchley, but my instincts are honed. I don't like that sometimes I have to press on the same thing twice in order to get it to continue. A photograph. You took this? Then when I witnessed a crime, my reflex took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. This most certainly is the defendant. The moment of the crime. There's no blood on her glove. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointed tip into the knife. Okay. Let's save. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna go with there's no blood on her hands. Got it. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with a knife? As I already said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Oh, man, I haven't eaten all day. I'm really hungry. Actually, I did eat some spaghetti this morning. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph! Oh, look at this photograph! Every time I do it makes me... I need to have that sound clip on a button. You took the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is this guy not holding a knife? Oh, what about the blood? I was gonna go with the blood, but he showed a knife too. Because the knife was embedded in his body, you dumbass. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. It had to be the weakest objection ever, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, it's still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken a moment before the stabbing. After the stabbing, dummy. And how can you tell that? Blood? Huh? See the dark crimson stains of Chief Prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph. Yeah, why do we have black and white photography? Like, why? Ah, it's hard to tell, but it could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take this kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Seems slightly unclear, my apologies. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. You don't like it? Try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a bobot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? Why wouldn't there be blood on them? It was not premeditated. She would not be wearing those gloves. Nani? Gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. Only possible conclusion. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. Just got them thinking it was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show this wasn't premeditated. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Not premeditated, huh? Miles Edgeworth. Day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. Perhaps. Just goes to show you never know what will happen if you run a yellow light. Oops, shit. Alright. Ticket! No, but if he was late, then she wouldn't be able to do the crime. I did do a parking stub, right? I didn't do the wrong one. Present attorney badge. Dun, 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 dun. I did do the right one, right? I'm gonna see. I'm thinking that if it was premeditated, Miles Edgeworth may or may not have been there, because she needed Edgeworth's car and Edgeworth's knife. Can you lose? Yeah, if you run out of this health up here, then you have to restart. Like this. Oh shit, the knife is the one? Let me get a health back. Why is the knife the one? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know? That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. It is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody defendant is Chief Prosecutor District, right? Defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. I think there's a lot of things we could have said that would have been like why it wasn't premeditated, but okay. You don't forget the weapon. Ugh! Order, order, order! Great. Now the tide is turning in her favor, our favor. Order, what would you like? What would you like for lunch? Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. From the Humble Bundle? Humblebundle.com/Zenigami. Hope you weren't deluding yourself with thinking about the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. It's the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you. Ugh. My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Ba, 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 ba. Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Man, please give us only the facts. She is going right off with her own version of this tale. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. There we go. Easy, 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 easy. Does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? If I order a pizza, does that mean I plan on killing the delivery boy? Yes. Yes, it does. Alright. Again, and again, and again. Again, and again. Boom, boom, boom. Loss of blood from chest wound. A single stab was found. And... Objection! Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testifying? Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my Moss surprise. What the fuck is that? What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this. But, take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. What a hunk. He's my hero. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime set right? It's cute. Thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Boop, boop. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least once. Twice. Tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Red muffler? What's a muffler? Okay, Google. What's a muffler?
According to Wikipedia, a muffler is a device for reducing the noise emitted by
Okay,
the
Google,
exhaust
stop.
of a
Shit. I don't... Is it this code? Scarf? Okay. Alright, alright. We're going with it. Miss Star, the witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Nani? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Nani? But can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, you've played yourself. Oh, got him. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. Do you really want him to prevail though? Okay. But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness was giving us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. Nani? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs him! Hey, Hal Jordan, what's up, dude? Next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explain her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. I strike with a snake and bite like a. I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, this cobra is kind of a snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No, thanks. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Aren't we all? I take double damage from poison. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? She's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. I'm going with... How could she have run from B to A when there's a fence in the way? It really bothers me that, like, I don't know if there's, like, a door to go from B to A or if you have to go from B all the way around to A. Because I feel like I'm trying to say that, like, you can't go directly from B to A when you might be able to. I'm not sure. Run behind a partition off to your side. Tell me more. Where's this partition on the floor plans? She means this wall next to the car. That's right. Oh, yeah. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. He said quickly. Were you close to the suspect? This is the first Phoenix Wright game. The fifth case in the first Phoenix Wright game. I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Through a wire fence, though. Press her. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just in case. The Lunchland car was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That'll make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence. Yes. Okay. This is... Yes. Yes. This is what has been bothering me this whole fucking time. This is literally the first thing I tried to do as a clue. You went over it? What the fuck? But it goes all... Wait, can you go over it? Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high. Okay, so she could have gone over. Yeah, the original game was... In like the original game was Game Boy Advanced, I want to say. This is the remix, the HD trilogy remix. Thanks. HD remake. So how did Miss Guy not get away? Game Boy Advance in Japan, DS when it came worldwide to global. When I arrested her, she mentioned her muffler. Wait. Okay, we're going for this. We're going for the parking floor plans. Fuck. But we just had a problem with that. She mentioned a muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in the testimony. Cheeky. Anyways, all I heard was the word muffler. Just one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean... This cell phone discovered the scene of the crime? I'm just holding information, man. Ultimately, my memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. It was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. good witnessing. Thanks. You should, of course, add this to your testimony. Things I do to please the rookie defense attorney. Word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? So listen closely, rookies. Chief prosecutor stabbed the victim, ran behind a partition. She picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. She pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. When I bully grabbed her arm, Chief Prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Chief Prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. She made to escape? Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate foie gras. She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum. It's strange. What? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Ah! The parking lot entrance. That's right! It doesn't make any sense if she would run from behind a partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding out more, though. So Miss Guy tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious. Not as sorry as I am. She didn't do it! You have to believe me. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. Write it down, write it down! Write it down, Patrick! Quickly caught her, explain her rights, and arrest her on the spot. Press her. Alright, we already know all this. We already know all this. We know everything here. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered, I would have included my testimony. Made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. She brushed aside my hand and ran. Okay. Are we actually gonna try that, or are we gonna try the running part? When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. You saw it all? Right? You saw it all? She saw it all. Let's try that. Got it. Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Who would have thought you would be my knight in shining honor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Star, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed this crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen her making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Ah! It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. Got him! Nice, Phoenix. It's quite a claim, Phoenix. Perhaps you'll allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie that this witness has told to the court. The witness lied about where she saw it. Tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What's significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless to Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean witnessed it from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a different question to our client, clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? Uh-huh. It's the only place where she could have been. Oh wait, shit, I fucked up. Oh no, it is on the second floor, that's right. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There could have been many other places where she would have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place she could have been, should have seen the crime and the back of the partition, is here. I remember your testimony, you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think the tables, oh how the turns table. Today a man has got the better of Angel Star. What's my prize? Order. Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't it strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. This photograph from the opposite side, you mean? The truth still stands, or does it? How is that photograph taken? It still stands? I disagree. If a witness is found to be lying, they are guilty of perjury. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what that reason was. Me? Who else? There was someone else. Miss Star witnessed a crime from the security guard station. But she lied, says she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? The angle of view to the crime. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The security guard station would be on the second floor. She would... What? No. God, no. No, that's not... Oh, fuck. No, fuck. No! No! wait, but the angle, I mean, like, this way and this way. They're from opposite sides. Shut up, game. I'm right. Fuck you, game. Not talking about latitude angle. I'm talking about spinning fucking shit. Fuck. Alright. Saw it all.
Objection! Objection!
Trying to get a drink. You say I can't redo it all, but yeah, I am redoing it right now. Objection! Objection!
Take that!
Take that! Objection! Alright, save. Miss Von Karmas. Von Karma actually likes being a Beyblade. Alright, let's go with distance then. It changes the distance between her and the crime scene. My condolences, but one look at the floor plans is quite clear. Distance between the 30 feet. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed a crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Yes? You ordered the squid wheels. Weird. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry honey. Boysenberry jam. To my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Then who took it the picture? And who took it the picture? For I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked, I couldn't open it. Are you serious? 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 It's quite a detour. What? Nunny? Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. Dude, come on. Seriously? What the fuck? This changes things considerably. It was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear on my finest plastic sport. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. No, that doesn't make sense, because you would have had to, that would have been a picture. The picture would have had to be taken after the crime. She would have had to go from there over to do the call that you would have seen, so you would have had to wait up there to see the call before you can go all the way around. None of this makes sense. There had to have been 2 people. Of course I have objections. Got objections on objections. My objections have objection boners. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? I guess I'd flee the scene. Don't get the wrong idea. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. This time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, Seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness in account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut! Ah, screwed her. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. We did it! We beat the game! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? So why don't you try to foist off on me? I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Is this your jumbo lunchbox? A triple decker. Is that when you take 3 shits in the back of a toilet? Let's hear. All right, decisive evidence. Let's go.